Good morning, afternoon, or evening. How y'all doing today? Welcome back to Mr. Morrow's Intensive Math class. Today we're going to wrap up the quarter by talking about multiplying and dividing fractions and mixed numbers. When we're multiplying fractions and mixed numbers, it's very simple, guys, okay? Just a few steps you have to remember. The first one being the most important. Whenever you're multiplying or dividing fractions or mixed numbers, it's not like adding and subtracting. You have a choice in adding and subtracting. You can convert them to mixed numbers. I think it's easier. Or you could just go ahead and add and subtract the whole numbers and find the fractions separately. But when you're multiplying and dividing fractions and mixed numbers, there is no choice. You have to convert any mixed numbers into improper fractions first. You must. You have to. Unfortunately, there's no choice there. No choice. 2. Once any mixed numbers have been converted into improper fractions, if needed, if you don't have mixed numbers, you don't have to do that. Simply multiply numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator, and then reduce the product to lowest terms. If it's an improper fraction that you get, you have to convert it back to a mixed number. It's literally that easy. For example, 3/5 times 2 2/3. 3 times 2 is 6. 5 times 3 is 15. Divide both by 3. 2/3. What's wrong with me? 2/5, sorry. I should pay attention. Now, there is something that I'm going to talk to you about. You can do it if you want to. You don't have to. I personally don't like to reduce at the end. I personally like to do what's called cross division. When you're looking at the numerators and the denominators here, for example, here 3/5 and 2/3. This is a division sign. This is like one big division. And you're multiplying these two and you're multiplying these two. My brothers, doesn't 3 and 3 cancel out? That's exactly right. 3 goes into 3 one time. 3 goes into 3 one time. 1 times 2 is 2. 5 times 1 is 5. So if you want to cross divide correctly, you can. Now, for some people, they just don't like it. They don't understand it. They don't know their factors well enough, and they end up messing up. So please be careful. However, it saves you time and effort if you just factor out the common factors from numerator to denominator first. I'll show you how much better it is. Let's first do it let's do number 2 the long way. 6 times 4 is 24. 8 times 18 is 80 plus 64. So that's 144. Divide the top by the greatest common factor of 12. Actually, that's not the greatest common factor. That's 2 over 12. Divide that by 2 over 2. So you get 1/6. That's legitimate. That's fine. That works. It's all good. Everyone's happy. However, let's do it the right way. How many times does 4 go into 4? One time. How many times does 4 go into 8? How many times does 6 go into 6? 6 goes into 6? One time. How many times does 6 go into 18? What's 1 times 1? Numerator times numerator. What's 2 times 3? You're done. So cross-dividing is quicker, more efficient, and easier. Now, the only danger there, if you don't know your common factors, you can mess up. So do whichever way makes sense to you, whichever way you're comfortable with. Mixed numbers, you have no choice. You have to convert them into an improper fraction. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 4 is 11 sevenths times 2 times 5 is 10 plus 4 is 14 fifths. Okay, those are big numbers. Okay, let's see if we can cross divide. Can we cross divide anything here? What? The what and the what? The 7 and the 14. 7 goes into 7 one time. 7 goes into 14 two times. You're done. What's 11 times 2? 22. And 1 times 5? 5 goes into 22 4 times. And what's left over? 2 fifths. Improper fraction to mixed number. You're done. Cross dividing makes your life easy. Okay, I converted an improper fraction to a mixed number. So 5 goes into 22 4 times. And there's 2 left over. So it's 4 whole times and the remainder of 2 over 5. It's a skill we've already learned. Does that make sense, son? Thank you, sir. Okay, 3/8 times 1/4. Can I cross reduce anything? Can I cross divide? No. 3 doesn't go into 4 and 1 doesn't go into 8. So like I said, guys, if you're going to cross reduce, please be careful. 3 times 1 is?
3.
And 8 times 4 is? That's it. You're done. You cannot cross reduce. You cannot simplify. Number 5. 3 times 4 is 12 plus 1 is 13 fourths. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 2 is 22 fifths. Can I cross reduce anything? Yes. Thank you, good man. This is an even number and that's an even number. So that means that 2 goes into both of them. 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 goes into 22 11 times. 13 times 11 is 143. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 goes into 143 how many times? 14. Very good. And what's left over? 3. Good man. Why? Because 10 goes into 143. That's a 1. Drop down to 43. That goes in 4. So I have 14 and 3/10 left over. Last but not least for multiplying. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4 thirds times. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 3 is 11 fourths. Can I cross reduce anything here? The 4, good man. 4 goes into 4 one time. 4 goes into 4 one time. Numerator times numerator. 1 times 11 is 11. Denominator times denominator. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 goes into 11. 3 times. Good man. 3 times 3 is 9. What's left over? 2 thirds. Excellent. So hopefully you can see that cross-reducing really is the way to go. It saves a lot of time. But if you don't know how to do it, you just go the long way. Okay? If you didn't understand that or you don't like it, go the long way. You're here. 4 times 11 is 44. 3 times 4 is 12. Divide both by 2. You got 22. Actually, you should have divided both by 4. So you got 44 over 12. Divide both by 4. And you got 11 thirds, which is still 3 and 2 thirds. Either way you want to do it, whatever makes sense to you, whatever you're comfortable with. But I mean, after all the work we've been doing on multiplying and factors and GCFs, it just makes sense to cross divide or cross reduce. Okay, dividing fraction of mixed numbers. The good news, it's almost the same. You always have to convert any mixed numbers into improper fractions first. Now, once any mixed numbers have been converted into improper fractions if needed, If there's no mixed numbers, we don't have to convert them. Follow this phrase. Stay, change, flip. Say it together with me. Stay, change, flip. Again. Stay, change, flip. Again. Stay, change, flip. Very good. The first fraction stays the same. You change division into multiplication. And the second fraction flips. Stay, change, flip. Stay, change, flip. Once you have already stay, change, flipped, multiply the fractions as normal and reduce the product to lowest terms. If the product is an improper fraction, you must turn it into a mixed number. So stay, change, flip. You can sing it like a little song. Remember it always, forever. You're going to use it in algebra and geometry, always, forever. You're going to use it when you're when you're dividing polynomials. Stay, change, flip. First fraction stays. You change division into multiplication, and you flip the second fraction. Stay, change, flip. Remember that. Stay, change, flip. For example, 5/8 divided by 3/10. There are not any mixed numbers, so you don't have to convert them. But you do gotta stay, change, flip. First fraction stays. Division changes to multiplication. Second fraction flips. Stay, change, flip. Now, can I cross reduce? What and what can I cross reduce? The 10 and 8. No, the 10 and 5 are in the numerator. You can only cross divide from numerator to denominator. Thank you, though. Good mistake. 2 goes into 8. How many times? 4. 2 goes into 10. What's numerator times numerator? 5 times 5 is. And 4 times 3 is. 12 goes into 25. 2 times, and what's left over? 1 over 12. Very good. Excellent. Okay, 4/3 divided by 4. Stay, change, flip. What's the invisible denominator? Good job, guys. So, stay, change, flip. 4 goes into 4 one time. 4 goes into 4 one time. 1/3 is my answer. Once you stay, change, flip, you multiply as normal. Number 3, I got a mixed number, so I have to convert it. 3 times 5 is 15 plus 2 is 17/5 divided by 4 over 1. Now, stay, change, flip. Stay, change, and flip. I cannot cross reduce. 17 times 1, numerator times numerator is 17. 5 times 4, denominator times denominator is 20. 17/20. Number 4, convert it to an improper fraction. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7/3. Divided by 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3 is 7/4. First convert before you stay, change, flip. First convert. Now, stay, change, flip. First fraction stays. Change to multiplication. Flip the second fraction. The 7's cancel. I got 4/3, which is 1 and 1/3. So you first convert. Then you stay, change, flip. Then you convert or reduce at the end. You guys with me? Yes. Number 5. First convert. That's going to be 12/5 divided by 7/4. Now, stay, change, flip. In this case, I cannot cross reduce. So no, multiply as normal. Numerator times numerator is 48. divided by denominator times denominator. 35, good job. 35 goes into 48 one time. And what's left over, my brothers? 13 over 35. Excellent job, son. And last but not least, I don't have to convert, but I'm dividing, so I got to stay, change, flip. Stay, change, flip. First fraction stays. Change division to multiplication. Flip the second fraction. 8 goes into 8 one time. 8 goes into 16 two times. 5 times 2 is 10. 1 times 7 is 7. 7 goes into 10 one time with 3/7 left over. Does that make sense, my brothers? Good job. I hope you learned a lot. Thank you and have a wonderful day.